Hi guys, it's me, Rusty, 78609, Central Texas, USA, June 10th, 2016 at 8:51 a.m. Central Standard Time. Temperature about 78 degrees, not too bad. I got through all that without stuttering or picking my nose or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick video about camping, Prius camping, or just camping, tent camping, whatever. This would apply to any of that. But I got a comment from a individual, a viewer. I don't know if it's a subscriber or not, but I won't mention the name. But they say, I just bought a Prius, Rusty, but don't know where to look for good camping sites. Well, uh, to respond to that video first, I don't know where what area of the U.S. you live in. I assume you live in the United States. An assumption is the mother of all mistakes. However, assuming that you do live in the USA, then there are a number of websites that will help you. You can go to the National Parks website, Bureau of Land Management website, Corps of Engineers website, Public Lands websites, and there's a whole lot there. There's a lot of public land in New Mexico, Arizona, some in Colorado, and believe me, it's free. Also note that you can camp in most national forests free. Okay, now free means just what it is, free. You get nothing. I mean, some of them will have those old toilets. I can't remember what they call them, and they're okay. They're usually clean, and I don't know how they keep the odor out, but they do. They're okay. As to water, if you're primitive camping, probably not going to have any water, no electric, obviously, none of that stuff, and you're going to be on your own. Okay. And when you're out, let's just say, I'll just take an example. Let's just say that you're in your Prius and you want to camp in a national forest and primitive camp. I've done it. It's not bad. You just have to be careful. There are limitations. How far from the road you have to. You can pull off. I think it's like 100 yards. It's not far. But you can just drive down the little old forest roads and find your spot and pull out there and camp. And I usually stay pretty close to the forest road, not too far off. There's several reasons for that. Is one, primitive camping can be a little scary, particularly whenever you're in bear country, and bear country is pretty much everywhere out west. New Mexico, they got black bear. Colorado, you can get into the brown bear there, the grizzlies, and those are the ones that hurt you. And I've seen them in the wild, but at a long distance. I've never been bothered by them. But just remember, whenever you're picking a spot, and that's your question, or where to look for good camping sites, a definition of a good camping site to you may not be a good camping site for me. You can also camp at Walmart's, So generally, you will be able to find a camping site anywhere in the United States, generally. Whether you pay for it, don't know. There's some free, some not. But just remember, if you're primitive camping, the insects are there by the billions, okay? And there's chiggers, and they'll eat you up. And the no-see-ums will eat you up. And the mosquitoes, possibly, and other things. Ticks, you got to watch for those. So, you got to use some common sense, spray it, insect spray on your shoes, bottom of your pants, up on your clothing, almost to your knees, Don't wear shorts. That's a lot of people do, but that's their choice. I usually wear long pants. I wear shorts when I'm traveling, and if I'm in an area where there's concrete, like a state park or a national park, I'll wear shorts there. But primitive camping, I don't think so. That's up to you. If you want to wear them, fine. But you're just going to expose that much more of your body to every insect in the area, and all you are is a big old grocery store, and you're in their home, and they're ready to eat all the time. As to animals, you're probably never going to be bothered. You may hear some at night. That's all. See some? I rarely see them. You may see a fox. You may see some elk, and that's about it. The bear are going to stay away from you, even though you're in their home. You got to remember, all these animals are territorial. And when you pull in to your primitive campsite, particularly, You've just moved into their home. That's their area, and they don't like you there. They don't want you there. They assume, I think, that everything is there to eat their food, and they don't want that. They want their food for themselves. So just bear in mind you are an invader, and you're probably going to be checked out, particularly during the night, and you will be. So if you have food with you, keep it in the car, and you won't have any problem. If you have meat, particularly outside, and you have it in an ice chest and you leave it out overnight, you wake up in the morning, that ice chest probably about 50 feet from your car, turned over and emptied. Because a bear can do that. A big coon can do that too. They know how to open those things. And you can put a strap on it. That'll help. But still, the best thing to do is just keep your ice chest in your vehicle, and you don't have a problem. Other than that, as far as picking a site or finding a site, the internet is the greatest resource. Now, if you go camping in national parks, you need to go by the ranger station for that national park, whether it's Gila National Forest, Lincoln National Forest, Carson National Forest, whatever. There's a million of them. Go by their headquarters or one of their offices or one of the ranger stations, and get you some maps for the roads, because most of the roads are primitive roads. They're gravel. Some of them are not too bad. Some of them aren't worth a crap. Some of them are well marked. Some of them are poorly marked. Have I ever been lost and turned around? Yep, I sure have. And if you have a regular compass, it won't work inside a Prius because there's some kind of magnetic stuff that it doesn't work right inside the Prius. So you have to get out and use it. You could probably use a compass app on your smartphone, and it would work because that works off of GPS and not the magnetic poles. So you could probably use that and find your way. Once you look at a map, and you know what direction you need to go to get out. So you just keep moving in that direction, okay, until finally you'll find a major road, and you may not know which one it is, but if it's paved, you're in good shape. You're in good shape. If it's not, you're not in good shape. But it's easy to get turned around in a forest, I promise you. And be careful if you go camping in a forest, and you want to go hiking a little bit out in the woods. Be damn careful. You remember what was her name that dropped the little breadcrumbs as that she went along? An old fairy tale years ago. But yeah, that's not a bad idea, because in a forest you walk 50 yards and turn around, and guess what? You're lost. That's it, folks. You can't see shit. You're out. SOLDDT, whatever they want to say. Big time, because I've done it, and it's a scary ass feeling when you walk away from my Prius. In my case, some people tent camping, same thing. I mean, you just walk a little way off, and you go over a little hill or maybe two hills, and you think, well, I guess I'll go back to the car. Well, you turn around, and guess what? Is it there, or is it there, or is it straight ahead? So you'll find your way back 9 times out of 10. It's not that big a deal, but just be careful. You're going to have to pick some markers, as you're going and coming. It's easy to do. You just, if you can, just pick a high point that's recognizable. It's going to change, but that's kind of in your line of sight. And then when you get in that direction a little ways, just flip around and kind of head straight back. And if you keep looking back, you can kind of remember certain things on the trail. If like maybe a big boulder or a dead tree that's fallen over, those are all good markers to find your way back. And another thing that you might take with you if you're going to do primitive camping, and I've got one, and it's a very big help. I don't know where it is now. It's a book, but it's about scat, and scat is the politically correct language for shit. And what you want is that little book that shows you what animal shit looks like, different types, like bear scat, wolf scat, elk scat, whatever, animals are in the area you're going to go. Because as you're walking around, you can identify those piles and see how fresh they are. And if you see a big pile, a mountain of bear scat, well, and it's fresh, that's not a real good sign, because that means you're in their area and they were just there recently. However, if it's all dried up and stuff, you may be on the border of the territory, or they're not there often, which is okay. But bear, you got to be aware of. Bear spray. Should you take it? I never have, but anyway, that's enough said about that. But whenever you're camping, yeah, there's plenty of resources. Just check them out. On the internet, my God, there's billions of them. You can call the National Park, the State Park Bureau. You can call them directly and say, how do I get this information? It's readily available. And so there's enough said about that. But just be careful, and you'll enjoy it. Primitive camping, kind of keep the third eye open because you're out there in the middle of nowhere by yourself, and you're a target for everybody. If you got some people with you, that's good. If you're by yourself, like me, an old man, you're nothing but a target. And that's for the wild animals and the human animals, and I know it. And I take a weapon. I always have a pistol. I know a lot of people say, well, when you're traveling, you got to know the rules and all this shit. I take a pistol with me everywhere I go. Do I have it handy? Yeah, hell yeah. What good's a pistol going to do you if you can't get to it? Okay? So I have a little bag, and when I go walking, it's in the bag. Okay? And if any stranger comes around, all I do is I just put my hand in the bag on the pistol. I don't pull it out, but if a strange dudes come around, and most of the time are just good folks, but sometimes you do meet some strange fucking people. Okay, but anyway, enough said about that. Enjoy your camping, and this is Rusty789 is my channel. Am I an expert on camping? Nope. Have I been camping a lot? Yep. Have I camped in a Prius? Yes. Have I tent camped? Yep. Have I gone camping in an RV? Yep, for about 23 years. So I know a little bit about it. I've been a lot of places, mostly in the West. And that's the most beautiful area for me, maybe for you too. Anyway, adios amigos, carpe diem. Bye bye. Off button, right?